From Rossford High School here in Rossford, Ohio, we've got Northern Buckeye action as Rossford Bulldogs get set to host against the Lake Flyers here on the Toledo Sports Network Basketball Game of the Week. Hi everybody, happy 2014. Glad to have you along here. My name is Mick Gonzalez, joined here by the guy we call Bomber, Mike Bauman. Bomber, you got two teams here. We'll start first with the visitors. Lake Flyers, they have yet to taste defeat in this season, and well, right now they got all guns a-firing.
They absolutely do. You know, I think we're in for a real treat tonight, Mick, because we've got 6 of the top scorers in the NBC tonight, 4 of the top rebounders, 4 of those top scorers on the Lake Flyers. They had 11 threes in their win against Old Fort, and I think that's really the key tonight is their last 2 victories are against the 2 best teams they've played all year in Bryan and Old Fort. And I think the key that I'm going to be looking for tonight is you look at Jared Reddick and Connor Bowen, everything runs through them on Lake in terms of the guard play. We're going to have a great matchup tonight with Mac Miller and Derek Mack in Rossford. Those are 2 of the best guards that Lake's seen all year. I think the key for Lake is going to be, can they spread the floor with these bigs with Rossford and knock down threes the way they've been able to this year. And then on the other side, you look at the Bulldogs. They're coming in at 7-3, but they're also 4-0 in NBC play. They have to keep Lake off the glass. Lake isn't a very big team, but their man-to-man defense is so good. Rossford has to do a good job on the boards tonight and make sure they keep those turnovers to a minimum. That's really going to be the key on their home court tonight is can they control the tempo. That's what I'm going to be looking forward to tonight.
Well, they're going to be having Hall of Fame induction ceremonies here for the Bulldogs at halftime. But meanwhile, we've got a basketball game that needs to be played. As the Lake Flyers get set to take on the Rossford Bulldogs, hey, we'll have the opening tip when we come back. As you've got boys high school basketball on the Toledo Sports Network. On Joe Stallma Court as we get ready to go with the opening tip-off between the Rossford Bulldogs and the Lake Flyers. Both teams undefeated in league play, but Lake undefeated overall. As the opening tip goes to the home team. Rossford in their white unis with their maroon and silver. Lake, their dark double blue, along with some white treads on the side. Moving along now, here is Ryan Neese. Dishes it off. Derek Mack kicks it back out. Here's a shot from Mac Miller. That goes for 3. And the Bulldogs on the board early. Flyers now with their first possession as they look to set up shop here at top of the elbow. And trying to get underneath there with the little teardrop that goes. Nice shot there by Connor Bowen. And it's a 3-2 ball game. Near turnover. Bowen going to get called for the foul, though, as he collided heavily there with Ryan Neese.
Well, in the matchups to look out for tonight, you look at Jared Reddick and Connor Bowen. Bowen's second in the league in scoring, Mick, at 19.2 points per game. Reddick's got 16.6 per game, but he's also number 1 in the NBC in rebounding at 8.8 points per game. That's a huge matchup tonight against the Mack attack with Derek Mack and Mac Miller. Keep an eye on that one tonight.
And Lake trying to double team early, but Flyers could not contain the Bulldogs. Neese looking for some help, dishes it off. Trying to move inside there is Brian Burks, and he puts it home.
And that's one advantage the Bulldogs are going to have tonight, Mick, against Lake is the inside presence of Nate Childress and Brian Burks.
Here's a 3 attempt, no good. Rebound, tip back out to Bowen. And that one is tipped. The pass by Derek Mack goes out of bounds, and ball will stay with Lake. Early on here, we're only a minute and a half into this one. Bowen driving, puts up the bank, and it goes. 1-point ball game, 5-4. Here's Neese taking the pass, driving. His shot is blocked. Great effort there by Jared Reddick here on the, and the favor is returned. As coming back the other way, Derek Mack with the swat. Ball goes out of bounds, going to stay with Lake, and that one brought both sides of the crowd up to their feet in appreciation. You hear the oohs and ahs.
Well, that's the fun thing about a game like tonight is we've got so many scores on the floor, 6 of the top scorers in the NBC, but the defensive ability and the hustle, that's part of the mentality of Coach Vorse for Rossford, and also Coach Bowen for Lake is clamping down on defense. So you're going to see a lot of up-tempo play tonight, but you're also going to see defensive hustle.
Reddick kicks it back out. Bowen for 3 for the lead. No. Rebound grabbed there by Eric Davis. And a turnover, and here come the Flyers all by himself. Reddick puts it up and in. And Lake now with the 1-point lead, 6-5. Both teams going at a pretty hectic pace here. Burks looking for some help, dishes it off. Mack, ooh, put it up off the glass, no good. They all fall over it, and the thumbs go up. Possession arrow's gonna give it to Lake. So with 5:24 to go here in this opening quarter, the Flyers bring it up. Here, Bowen, being guarded there by Davis. Now Neese. Well, they set the pick. Bowen for 3 off the flat of the iron, no good. And a tip, and it goes back up and in. The ball was tipped by Neese, but then right on the spot was Brandon Neal, and he puts it home, and it's a 3-point Lake lead.
And it'll be interesting to see who they credit the rebound to right there, because that was a great tip by Todd Walters, one-handed, to get it to Brandon Neal, who then put the bucket in. Good awareness that time by Todd Walters.
Dished around, Mac Miller dishes it over on the left side. Now inside they go. Oh, another block by Reddick. That one goes off of, they're saying off the Bulldogs. So it will stay with Lake. 4:25 to go here in this opening quarter. Got some substitutions here. Flyers will bring it up. They have the 3-point lead. It's 8-5. Almost midway through the opening quarter. There's Jared Reddick. Dishes it off. Bowen's pass tipped. Intercepted by the Bulldogs. Now back the other way. Count it. You saw right there Coda St. Clair with the bucket.
Yeah, Sinclair just checked in, and I was talking about the guard play, and right now you got Neese has been on Bowen most of the time up at the top of the key.
And that one does not go. Childress with the rebound and a foul. So Brandon Neal with his first foul of the evening.
But you've seen so far, Mick, with the defensive play from both teams, and especially with their sets right now, each team is trying to keep those difficult guards out of the paint and make them beat from the perimeter. Wow. And that's really what's going on right now.
And Childress tried to let it roll with a finger roll, but it did not go. Here come the Flyers back the other way. Neal trying to split the defense there, but back outside. Neal sends it back. It goes right into the hands, though, of Derek Mack. And Mack will lay it up and in. And all of a sudden, Rossford back out in front, 9-8.
Good pressure defense from Coda Sinclair. Again, he's come in already, had an impact, getting the bucket and playing some tough defense.
Right now, Lake trying to send it around the arch. That one was tipped by Derek Mack, and it'll stay with the Flyers. 3:01 to go here in the opening quarter. There's the running jumper there, no good, from the hands of Connor Bowen. Bulldogs with the ball and the lead. Sinclair sends it all the way across court. And here's the put up there. That is no good from Mack. And the Flyers will bring it back down. Neal.
Yeah, and Coach Forrest didn't like that shot. Thought he could have gotten a better look. Difficult shot that time from Derek Mack, but part of that's just the adrenaline pumping early in this basketball game too.
And the foul there is going to be on Coda Sinclair. That one did not sit well with the young freshman. So Neal will inbound. Now Bowen with it. Dishes it to Jared Reddick. Back over to Neal. Neal wanted to drive, but brings it back out. Here's Jared Reddick. Looking to go up. That one was blocked by Childress, who comes up with the ball and dishes it off. Now here's Ryan Neese. Neese, as we come up with on the 2-minute mark remaining here in about 3 seconds. 2 minutes to go in the quarter. Now here's a pass. That was tipped, but it goes right to the hands of Sinclair, who puts it up and in. That was one of those fortunate tips.
Yeah, that time looked like a box and one defense for Lake. Pretty good in the paint that time. It's just one of those things they couldn't keep their hands on the basketball. It goes right to Sinclair.
Great effort there by Neese to keep it. And then going up and a how do you do layup by Derek Mack, and it's 13-8. And Reddick trying to drive, and we got a foul here on Derek Mack. Second team foul on the Bulldogs. First one against Mack. Long inbound. Here's Bowen, sends it over on the left side. Here's a 3 attempt. Off the rim, no good. That one is tipped. And it's going to go over to Rossford.
We're seeing a lot of substitutions right now from Rossford, especially in the backcourt. We've seen Coda Sinclair check in. Now we've got Davis back in. Kind of been a defensive stopper as well.
Childers with a long pass over there to Davis. And the sophomore, the 6-foot sophomore, dishes it off over to Mac Miller. Back over now, here's Davis. Gets it inside. Sinclair dishes it over to Childress. Childress using his size, puts it up and in. He's got that advantage right there as he was able to go over Todd Walters.
Well, he's averaging 5.2 boards per game in the NBC right now.
Here's a 3 attempt, that's good. A much needed one by Jared Reddick. And that makes it a 4-point game, 15-11 here with 40 seconds to go.
But that's the key for Rossford is can you force Lake to play inside out? Offensively, that's what Rossford I think is going to try to do, Mick, is try to work the ball inside and work it back out to the shooters because they do have a size advantage with Childress and Burks down low.
Well, 20 seconds left in the quarter. Time winding down. I think that Rossford's going to settle for the last shot. Under 10. You gotta get the shot off, and it does not go. However, Rossford with a successful first quarter as they lead the Lake Flyers by the score of 15-11 here on the Toledo Sports Network.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
The union plumbers, steam fitters, and HVACR service mechanics of UA Local 50 build the powerhouses that generate your electricity. Install and service your heating and air conditioning systems and install the plumbing systems that protect the health of this nation. Everywhere there's a building being built, retrofitted, or maintained, members of UA Local 50 are on the job with skills and the latest sustainable building practices to do the job right. UA Local 50 plumbers, steam fitters, and service mechanics, building America's future.
I think once you have a prototype, it's a good idea to come forward and to at least protect your assets.
Because we need somebody that understands our business, not just that turns out patents.
They came highly recommended from other attorneys in Toledo.
I came to them and they walked me through the process, and I've been very pleased with what they've done.
They get the job done as opposed to bill us for doing work.
Fraser, Clemens, Martin & Miller. It's a fantastic firm to work with because they'll guide you through every step of the process.
Moe's Place, downtown Rossford, has the best burgers in town and much, much more. Stop by for their famous Flaming Moe burger. Moe's Place, proud to bring you Rossford High School sports.
Second quarter here, getting ready to start as the Bulldogs with a 4-point lead. As right now they have the ball. Eric Davis sends it over low in the corner. Gets it back from Miller. Now Neese gets it for Sinclair, baseline. Gets it back over here now and trying to turn around and go up. They're saying no good. Or they weren't going to count it is what I was trying to say, as Burks went up, but the foul was against Lake.
Well,
Todd Walters with the foul.
I think the Lake fans wanted to travel on that one, and it certainly was close.
Easy basket there for Burke. Now Flyers having some trouble with the ball. The ball comes loose again. Davis rolled onto it, came up with it, and they're going to give him the ball.
Well, you could expect a lot of gritting and grinding in this one, Mick. Like I said, when you look at Brian Vorse, the program he's tried to build here out at Rossford, they've gotten a little bit better over the last couple of years. You've got a lot of guys with a lot of experience now with Burks, Childress, Mac Miller, and Derek Mack, those core four players. But Coda Sinclair's come in here tonight, played some good defense, gotten a couple of buckets. Davis is hustling. And on the flip side for the Lake Flyers, right now they've turned the ball over a little bit more than they're used to. Rossford's defensive pressure has been on point so far. Other than a couple of looks from the wing from Jared Reddig, Lake hasn't gotten the clean three-point looks that they've gotten so far this season. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as this thing goes on.
Bulldogs were able to call a timeout on that, as you saw. If they're getting possession, they'll bring the ball up. 17-11. Here's now Burks with it. Top of the elbow, sends it as they send it around. Back into Burks, sends it back out. Here's a three attempt, good! Neese with the tray. 20-11. There's an outside three, that's good. Answering right back is Neal. 20-14.
Well, part of what makes Lake so dangerous, Mick, is not only do they have 6 of the top scorers in the NBC, or excuse me, 4 of the top scorers in the NBCs. We see another 3 from Mac Miller, but they've got multiple guys who can hit it from the outside. Both Reddigs can shoot it, Connor Bone can shoot it, Brandon Neal can shoot it, Cody Witt can shoot it. I mean, that's what's made Lake such a dangerous team, is their defensive pressure, but they have many guys who can shoot the three-point shot.
And the ball dished back outside. Out top, Neal with it, looking to drive, sends it down low underneath. And Walters was fouled.
Good job, boys! Way to play hard!
So that foul will be on Neese. Third team foul on the Bulldogs. Flyers have a pair. Walters sends it back outside. Now here's Connor Bowen. Bowen taking his time, sizing things up. Sends it on the right side. Reddick sends it underneath. Oh, beautiful outlet, but having trouble handling it there was Jared Reddick. Now outside, here's a 3 attempt. That's an air ball. Good effort and hustle by Walters to try and recover it, but he could not get that shot from Jacob Reddick, and the Bulldogs will bring it back up here with 5:40 to go here in this opening half.
Well, that was a good look and a good move by Jared Reddick on that backdoor cut. Just couldn't handle the basketball that time. Otherwise, that would have been an easy deuce for the Flyers. Kind of set that offensive set out of rhythm a little bit.
And we've got a foul on the play.
But you know, Mick, when you look at the schedule so far for both of these teams, Lake is coming off of 2 of their toughest games against a tough Bryan team a couple weeks ago at the Holiday Tournament that we had a chance to do. And then going up against Old Fort, who is 7 wins coming into that game, whereas Rossford had some tough competition early in the season with Liberty Benton and Perrysburg. They had Defiance a couple weeks ago. Those are their 3 losses, but I think facing Perrysburg and Liberty Benton, which we had a chance to do, that was their first game of the season. That was a really good team from the year before. Won their league, a lot of good shooters, and I think that's really helped the Bulldogs as the schedule and season's gone on.
14-footer there by Connor Bowen is good, and it's now a 23-16 game. Here's Burks trying to go into the paint, goes underneath, no good. Tried to get his own rebound, but it ping-ponged right into the hands of Jacob Reddick. And gives it to big brother Jared, who sends it over on the left side. Jacob with it now, gives it back out now to Bowen.
Well, Burks has some good old school low post moves, great drop step and up and under, and that time just couldn't finish.
Great recovery there by Todd Walters, who puts it up, and he is fouled, and he'll go to the free throw line to try and make a 3-point play.
Well, Todd Walters is pretty much the lone big man really on this Lake Flyers team, Mick, and really he's built like a guard, but he's tough, and because of where they're at this year with their size, they have to put him in the low post, and he's come up huge for him. 6.3 rebounds per game right now, that's 4th in the league, and you see him right there, his ability to get position inside, he's done it time and time again this year. Kind of the garbage man down low for them, cleaning up.
And Walters misses the opportunity for a 3-point play. Bulldogs with the ball, still with the lead, 23-18. 4:18 to go here in this first half.
You see Lake again switching up the defensive look, this time in a man-to-man.
Offensive foul there on Derek Mack.
And who else but Todd Walters down there cleaning up the mess again, but that time Lake in a good man-to-man set, trying to give this roster team a couple of different looks. You saw those threes, that's probably what led to that. And Walters steps up and takes a charge right there, getting his crowd into it.
Now trying to drive inside there. Bowen kicks it back out to Reddick over on the left side. Jared Reddick looking to go inside, but kicks it back out. Here's Bowen for 3. Or check that, that was Jacob Reddick with a tray, and now all of a sudden it's a 2-point ball game.
Well, good awareness that time by Jared Reddick, and he always seems to be the guy that makes the play for the Flyers when they need it. Had the mismatch and the size advantage on Neese, drives, the defense collapses just enough to leave his brother open on the wing for the 3.
And going up, trying to go up there was Childress, and he gets called for the foul. So, 6-team foul here on Rossford with 3.5 to go in the half.
Well, Lake turning up the defensive intensity the last couple of trips down the floor as they wiped his spot here, but really it's a total team effort with these guys, because when somebody else isn't scoring the way they normally do, that's the advantage of having shooters on your team, because you've got other guys to pick up the slack. And that's what it's been here tonight so far for Lake, bouncing back in this basketball game.
Here come the Flyers. Bowen dishes it to Walters. Walters in the paint, didn't know what to do for a second. kicks it back out. Jacob Reddick. Baby brother back over to Bowen. Bowen, let's go with a teardrop. Good tip by Childress over now on the left side. Coming back Sinclair. Gives it over to Miller. Back to Sinclair to Childress. Dishes it off now. Here's Neese. Neese with some room. Puts up the shot. It's good. A long two.
Neese, a couple of big shots so far here this quarter. Shooting the ball with confidence.
Now over on the left side, here's Bowen for three, good. That's a 1-point ball game, 25-24 Rossford.
And he's got 9 now. He's starting to heat up a little bit from the outside. But that's a good thing with the shooter's mentality, and he definitely has that. Plays within himself, gets his opportunities where he needs them, but didn't let those early misses in this basketball game shake his confidence at all.
And Childress is fouled, so he'll go, let's see, is he gonna go to the line or no? .212 to go in the half, and it looks like it's a non-shooting foul, so Rossford will inbound.
Well, we've only seen one trip to the free throw line tonight. As much defensive pressure as there's been in this game.
What a long three by young Mac Miller. That was a big, much needed three. Bowen trying to do it all alone there, did not finish with the basket. And here come the Bulldogs the other way. Sinclair gets fouled, a hard foul there, and he'll go to the line.
And this is Rossford's first trip to the free throw line, Mick, as I was going to say a couple seconds ago. Todd Walters missed on that and one opportunity, and it just shows you the defensive intensity, but also the discipline defensively that these guys have not gotten to the free throw line tonight until now for the Lake Flyers and the Rossford Bulldogs.
And the first free throw does not go for Codis Sinclair. 1:51 to go. Don't forget, 0 for 2. Rebound grab there by Jacob Reddick. Here's Bowen bringing it up. Kick back outside. Now here's Jared Reddick, sends it out top. Jacob for three. Count it. Jacob with a hot hand on the three side for Lake. It's a 28-27 ball game with a $1:20 to go.
Well, once again, good awareness that time by Jared Reddick. Drives in, the defense collapses, and he finds his brother open on the wing.
A big answer there by Ryan Neese.
We got a 3-point showdown going on right now.
Jared Reddick kicks it back out. Here's another three attempt, no good. Lazy on the rebound there, so Bowen picks it up, dishes it out, and the three attempt there is no good. And Childress able to grab the rebound.
I think the roof would have came off this place if Jacob Reddick would have made that one.
Oh, and rebound grabbed here. Here is Sinclair, kicks it back out. Childress, under a minute to go, 40 seconds in fact.
Yeah, and they're going to try to hold it for the last shot here. Smart move by Rossford. You've got a 4-point lead against a team that's undefeated right now and been on a roll. They're heating up, hitting a couple of threes. This is exactly what you want to do here, is try to hold and get the best shot.
And the turnover here, and coming back now the Flyers with time to take that last shot. Jacob Reddick looking for some help, gives it to Neal. Clock winding down, 3 seconds. Neal kicks it back out. The three is blocked, and a great block by Sinclair to end the half. A very entertaining first half of basketball. Sees right now Rossford leading over the Lake Flyers 31-27.
Whether you support the Comets, the Panthers, or the Bulldogs, the Eagles, Wildcats, or Flyers, we at Genoa Bank support you. We're a local bank that takes pride in serving our community with personal and prompt service, innovative products, and stable financial guidance. We're a bank that believes in playing our part. And well, that's earned us quite a few fans of our own. Genoa Bank, playing our part in the community, taking your banking needs personally.
The Big Apple Deli has all the food for your next party or get-together. The best subs, salads, soups, pasta, party trays, and great lunch and dinner specials. The Big Apple Deli, 2118 Woodville Road, has got you ready for all your party needs, or just stop out for a great lunch.
Stop struggling with the big box stores. Choose Gladio.
Gladio Home Center. A hardware store, yet so much more. Your home improvement answer store. A place to design your interior space. A professional and friendly smiling face. Everything you need for your home. And Gladio is locally owned. You'll be glad to know Gladio Home Center.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the Bulldog Diner, downtown Rossford. Come in and join us for some great breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Also visit our new location, Jill's Bar and Grill, at 1800 Miami Street, across from the Hollywood Casino.
Third quarter set to begin here as the Lake Flyers will inbound. They trail by 4, 31-27. Mick Gonzalez here along with Mike Bauman. And don't forget, folks, stick around here for the end of the game when we'll have the Pub 51 Player of the Game, brought to you by Pub 51.
Well, that was a fun one in the first half. We had 10 three-pointers. Rossford was on fire, 5 for 6 from the outside in that first half. And really, especially in that second quarter, coming on strong, Mick. But Lake turning up the defensive pressure, I thought, in the second part of that second quarter really helped them get back into this when they went into some man-to-man, forced Rossford into a couple of turnovers. So it's going to be interesting to see how the second half plays out for both teams.
Neal was fouled there by Brian Neese. Here's Neal, puts one up too strong. And the rebound grabbed by Derek Mack. Neese gives it back to Mack. Now over to Mac Miller. Miller being guarded. Oh, great tip there by Rettig. Count it and 1. Great individual effort by the Lake Flyer junior.
Well, Rettig now with 7 points, Mick. He had 5 in that first half. But once again, the turnovers, I think, are going to be key as this thing goes on. That was something that, against a team with Liberty Benton that had a lot of shooters, granted it was the first game of the season, but Rossford committed a lot of turnovers in that game that kind of put him behind the 8 ball. This Lake team is too fast. You have to take care of the basketball.
Now here's a chance. Nice, easy give and go there. Oh, and does not go in. However, Sinclair gets fouled. A 1-point ball game. And the foul will be on Todd Walters.
Want to make sure we thank the fine folks out here at Rossford, too, for hooking us up with stats tonight. Makes my job a lot easier when I don't have to be so thorough, especially when I'm trying to do play-by-play.
You mean guesstimate? First one goes in for Sinclair. I want to make sure we also say thanks over to some of our friends that have sponsored the broadcast tonight, including Jill's Bar and Grill, which is over there adjacent to the Hollywood Casino. Got Manic Mondays over there. Any menu item, $5 when you dine in. And a travel here against Bowen.
And that's 8 turnovers now by my count for the Lake Flyers. Usually they're the ones that are forcing the turnovers. But so far tonight, the defensive pressure has been on point for the Rossford Bulldogs.
Oh, too strong on the layup by Mac Miller. And Burks went up, and he is fouled, so he'll go to the line.
Well, I like what Miller did that time, Mick. He shielded Brandon Neal with his body to try to get the layup up and in. But Brian Burks, Johnny on the spot, one of the big fellas here tonight, able to be in position to get the rebound.
And the first one does not go for Burks.
Want to make sure, too, we give a shout-out to IBEW Local 8 and local pipe fitters and plumbers, Local 50, helping making this possible.
And 1 for 2 there for Burks. It's 34-30. Jacob to Jared. Jared for 3, short. Rolls back out, dish back out. Bowen underneath Jared Reddick with the putback. And it's a 34-32 ball game. Mac thought about the 3, but now gives it to Mac Miller.
Double dribble.
Now driving over there, Eric Davis. It doesn't go, but he will go to the line.
Lake back in that man-to-man pressure again. They got beat the last trip down the floor. Good pressure at half court, but once Rossford broke that, they had numbers going towards the paint. Pretty good defense that time by the Lake Flyers, but Davis was just relentless trying to get to the paint, and now he gets an opportunity to cash in at the free throw line.
And that one goes in. So it's 36-32. Back to a 4-point Rossford lead. Here with 6 minutes to go in the quarter. Well, they send it around the Archers. Neal for 3. Good. Nice smooth stroke there by Brandon Neal.
And he's had a quiet 8 points tonight, just playing within himself offensively, and gets his opportunity and cashes in.
And a pile up over there near midcourt. I believe that foul is going to be on Connor Bowen. Second foul on Bowen.
Well, Rossford's done a pretty good job taking care of the basketball tonight. Only 6 turnovers by my count. And that's really, I think, helped them dictate the tempo in this basketball game. They haven't allowed Lake to get into transition back and forth. And you see that time Brandon Neal going for the steal, giving him an open man in the corner.
And the long 3 over there by Davis does not go. And he decides to try and put some pressure on the Flyers, but now here is Jacob Reddick outside. Jared for 3, no good. Rebound grab though by Neal, he'll kick it back out. Jacob over in the corner, dishes it off. Here's a pass back out to Neal. Neal gets outside, tries to drop another 3, does not go. Rebound. Grabbed there by Sinclair. His pass picked off by Connor Bowen, who dishes it off. It goes off a foot. Oh my, that looked like that went off of Jared Reddick's foot, but they're gonna say it went off of the Bulldogs and it's gonna go over to Lake. Hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Or both.
Yeah, that's true. Connor Bowen misses the shot. It goes out of bounds. Going to go back over to Rossford.
Well, going by your logic just there, partner, as Rasheed Wallace would say, ball don't lie.
You are correct, sir.
But this has been a lot of fun to watch so far tonight. I really thought the key for Rossford was going to be the turnovers, keeping Lake off the glass. And for the Flyers, it was going to be their guard play, which so far tonight's been pretty good. But when you got guys like Derek Mack knocking down shots and Rossford's taking care of the basketball, they're a tough team to beat.
Oh, it's a 38-35 lead for Rossford after that deuce by Derek Mack. But now answering right back, Jared Reddick. Nice steady hand there inside the paint. 1-point game.
11 points now for Jared Redding, and once again, Johnny on the spot. He always seems to be the guy that makes the play for Lake when they really need it. But once again, that time Davis getting a little greedy, going for the steal. That allows Jacob Redding to get in the paint and find the open man.
And Miller drove. They're saying it was all ball, but they're saying it last went off a flyer. I think it was Connor Bowen, and it's going to remain Bulldog ball. Pass goes, Childers gets lucky. Oh my, the pass went off his hand, ricocheted off the shoulder of Brandon Neal right back to Childress, and he had an easy deuce. And now a travel against Lake, gives the ball back to Rossford. 3:39 to go. Here come the Bulldogs. They have the lead, they have the ball. Eric Davis sends it back over to Derek Mack. Now Childress. Childress sends it over to Mack. Mack being guarded by Neal. Now gets double teamed by Reddick. Childress had it, lost it. Physical play there, and nothing is called. Here's Reddick. Sends it back out top. Cody Witt dishes it off. Now here's Connor Bowen. Outside, here's the three. Bounces, no good. And it's going to stay with the Lake Flyers. 2:51 to go. Trying to inbound, and 5-second violation there for inbounding the ball against Lake.
Well, one thing that Rossford's going to have to be careful with, Mick, is they've made a pretty good play on the first and second pass. It's that third pass where they've been getting caught up here tonight. That last trip down the floor, Jacob Reddick had another open three in the corner. They're playing good on the ball defense, but they got to communicate on the back end to watch out for those second and third and fourth passes.
Now, here are the Bulldogs as Burks started to drive in the paint, but he's got a foul. Jared Reddick. Third foul on Reddick. Now Burks turns around, goes up strong, does not get the ball to fall. Sinclair with the rebound, looking for some help, just throws it up. And he is fouled. And he may be going to the line.
Well, Cody Sinclair has really impressed me tonight. He's come off the bench, got 6 points and 4 rebounds by my count right now, and he's just making the hustle plays out there and getting it done from the free throw line too. I mean, he's coming in tonight and giving them some quality minutes. And when you look at where he is right now, only a freshman, kid's playing with a lot of maturity out there tonight, a lot of poise.
And Sinclair goes 2 for 2 at the line. And it's now a 5-point ball game, 42-37. Bowen dishes it off to Jared Reddick. Back to Bowen. There's a 3-point attempt, good. Sweet shot there from Cody Witt. And it's a 2-point ball game.
His first points of the game. He's close to double figures on the year, Mick. Right under 10 points a game. And he's another guy that's a great spot-up shooter for him. You leave him open in the corner like that, and he'll hit it 9 times out of 10.
Now here's Derek Mack. Looking for some room, stops, pops and drops. (44-40). 1:35 to go in the third. Here's Reddick. Drives it strong. Great effort there by Jared Reddick. And he cuts that Rossford lead back down to 2. Davis sends it back outside. Sinclair for 3, no good. Rebound, grabbed by Davis, sends it back outside. Derek Mack turns around, stops, and puts it home. Here come the Flyers back as they trail by 4. Here as we've got 1 minute to go. A long three, no good. Rebound by Sinclair. Mac Miller taking his time, coming up. Driving on Bowen. Dishes it off now to Burks. Rossford's done a nice job of utilizing their 2 big men, Burks and Childress, and a nice scoop up off the glass by Mac Miller. That makes it a 6-point game. 25 seconds to go in the third.
And that's 21 combined from the Mac attack so far tonight for the Rossford Bulldogs.
There's Connor Bowen with a great effort as well as he scoops one up off the glass. And 10 seconds to go in the third, and it's a 4-point ball game. Rossford with the ball. Here's Eric Davis.
Told you about those other 2 dudes, Reddig and Bowen. They got 24 to 44 right now.
Falling away. Sinclair at the buzzer. Beautiful shot there, and that makes it 50 to 44 after 3 quarters of play here in Rossford. Fourth quarter about to begin. It should be a good one, as it's been a good one all the way through so far. Bomber, these 2 teams, every time you think one's going to pull ahead, the other one just keeps chipping away and getting back in it.
Well, I think the interesting thing there in the third quarter, Mick, is Coda Sinclair really has been on fire. Derek Mack starting to heat up.
Now he turns around. His shot is short. Rebound grabbed by Burks. Outside now, Sinclair from the free throw line. No good. Davis reached up top, and we got a foul here on the Flyers, and the Lake fans none too happy.
Oh no, that was a loose ball foul on Davis, so they're cheering right now.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching Brian Vorst. He was clapping, so I thought it was the other way around. Here's Jared Reddick with a short jumper, puts it home. Once again, a 4-point ball game.
Well, Jared Reddick is just relentless. I mean, he's one of the best competitors I've ever seen on a basketball court. He just keeps coming and coming and coming. He plays basically the whole game, and he never gets tired out there. And he's got a lot of strength, too, for the guard position.
Comes from all that football playing, but there's a nice 3 from Derek Mack.
He's heating up. Had a big third quarter.
And it's tipped right back to Neal. The basket does not count. Foul's going to be against Rossford.
Derek Mack had 4 points at the break in just the third quarter and their opening part of this fourth quarter. Now he's got 13 points, and that's been huge for the Bulldogs. And really, I mean, it's come on situations where he's made some shots off the dribble and created his own shot. He's putting the big boy pants on here in the second half, and this guy coming out getting a breather right now. Coda Sinclair's had one heck of a game, especially for a freshman. He and Jacob Reddick, the poise they show for being ninth graders is unbelievable. Great coaching and great hustle from those two kids.
Here is the pass outside for three. Good. Huge bucket there by Jared Reddick. Boy, it was almost as if on cue.
He just doesn't stop. But this is where you got to control the tempo if you're Rossford.
Great anticipation on the rebound there by Derek Mack, and he puts one off the glass. Here's a turnover, and it's Derek Mack. Johnny on the spot. Dishes it off. Mac Miller wasn't expecting it, and it goes out of bounds.
And this is where you got to control the tempo if you're Rossford. You're getting pumped up now. You're on top of a team that's 9-0. The game has sped up a lot in the last 6 minutes, the part of the third quarter and early now into the fourth. But they have to be careful because Lake wants them to play up-tempo.
They send it outside. Here's a three, no good. Rebound, good fight there by Reddick as he goes up, and he is fouled. He'll go to the line.
Lake 5 for 13 tonight from three-point range, 38.5%, which is actually pretty good for most teams, but for these guys, I won't go off and say an off night, but that's not how they've stayed in this game tonight. They've stayed in this game through their hustle and through their defense, and they're going to keep getting big shots from Jared Reddick.
Oh my, how did that one not go? I mean, Connor Bowen did everything on that one, but watch it fall through the net. Mac Miller now dishes it back out top. Ryan Neese gave it to Childress, but got it right back.
And Ryan Neese, out of all the guards for Rossford, probably the true floor general out there in terms of being a true point guard. Mac Miller and Derek Mack are great wing players. When Neese is in, he usually does a good job of setting up his
teammates. Good anticipation there by Jared Reddick. He was able to steal that one before it got to Childress. And
we're going to get a push off here on Connor Bowen going up the floor.
Yeah.
Pushing off with his off arm.
You saw Childress going right by him, and you got a body that big.
But this is as good as it gets right now in terms of high school basketball, Mick. Good defensive battle. I think the refs have done a decent job. Not going to make every call. And there's a couple that could have gone either way, but I think for the most part they've done a good job letting both teams play here tonight.
I always look at it this way. When they upset both sides, they know they're doing their job. Here now is Derek Mack. Sends it back over to Childress, who dishes it off now to Mac Miller. And now turnover now. Here coming back the other way with it. Driving was Bowen. Count it and one. What a great effort by Connor Bowen.
Well, once again, we talk about tempo, Mick, and that's something I've been harping on a little bit tonight. That time, Mac Miller on the pick and roll with Burks forces it inside. They get the turnover, and Lake goes the other way. And that's why it's so dangerous when you turn the basketball over against this Lake basketball team, is these guys are going to get out in transition and make you pay for it the other way, and you just saw it right there.
Well, a timeout on the court here with 4:37 to go. 55-51 Rossford.
Tonight's game is being brought to you in part by the Bulldog Diner, downtown Rossford. Come in and join us for some great breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials. Also visit our new location, Jill's Bar and Grill, at 1800 Miami Street, across from the Hollywood Casino.
I think once you have a prototype, you know, it's a good idea to come forward and to at least protect your assets.
Because we need somebody that understands our business, not just that turns out patents.
They came highly recommended from other attorneys in Toledo.
I came to them and they walked me through the process, and I've been very pleased with what they've done.
They get the job done as opposed to bill us for doing work.
Fraser, Clemens, Martin, and Miller. It's a fantastic firm to work with because they'll guide you through every step of the process.
Connor Bowen now ready to try and complete the three-point play. And that one goes off the rim, no good. Rebound grab by Childress. And now Eric Davis brings it up. Davis switches hands, dishes it down low, and a great one off the glass by Childress. And a turnover here by the Flyers. Davis looking to dish it off, does so to Mac Miller. Miller gets it low now. Here's Burks with the turnaround, no good. Rebound grab by Jared Reddick.
Well, Burks had the matchup that time. I think if he would have taken a drop step towards the basket, he would have got a better look.
And a smooth three-pointer there from Connor Bowen. And it's a three-point ball game here with 3:40 to go.
16 points for Bowen, and that's the thing about him and Reddick. I keep saying it, they just don't go away, those guys.
That pass took forever to get there, and then double team. Derek Mack loses the ball. Here come the Flyers back the other way. Bowen sends it outside. Neal for three. No good. Rebound grab by Childress. He'll dish it off to Mac Miller. Miller stops. He'll shoot a three. Off the iron. No good. Rebound grab by Walters, and now here come the Flyers looking to tie it. Kicked off. The pass was blocked out of bounds. It goes off the hands of Rossford's Derek Mack, so it'll stay with Lake.
Well, if you're the Bulldogs here, Mick, this is where you got to be careful. The last couple trips down the floor, I've noticed they've been watching Connor Bowen, in which obviously you're going to. The kid's got 16 points, but you have to make sure when you're off the ball that you keep your eye between your man and the basket. The last couple trips down the floor, everybody's been watching Connor Bowen, collapsing on him in the paint, and that's left those three-point shooters open on the wing. Those other Rossford players have to make sure that they stay disciplined and stay with their man, and that they communicate. If you're going to help, somebody has to be there to pick up the slack, because you cannot leave Lake open on the perimeter. They're going to make you pay 9 times out of 10.
3:03 remaining here in this fourth quarter. Once again, big tip of the hat to our sponsors here for this ball game tonight. We got Jill's Bar and Grill over in Toledo, just across, adjacent to the casino. Also, IBEW Local 8. Also, Pipe Fitters Local 50. Of course, don't forget, coming up at the end of the game, the Pub 51 Player of the Game. Got so many to choose from right now as Reddick goes up strong, no good. Rebound. Here's Reddick again for three. No good.
Well, that time Rossford may have gotten away with one. Childress really got Reddick on the body with the shot that time. And Walters still gave Lake a second shot at it, but that one probably should have been a foul.
Wow. There's some unhappy folks over there in maroon. And some happy folks in blue.
Well, this is really what you see what you're made of here. Both of these teams, obviously, as we talked about, undefeated in the NBC, and they're the best team that the other team's seen all year. This is where gut check time comes up, and
Cody
you see
Witt
what
for
you're
three.
made of.
Count it. And we've got a tie ball game.
And speaking of gut check, there's Cody Witt. Only 6 points tonight, but both of them huge threes. He knocks one down right there.
2:10 to go here in this fourth quarter. There's the dish back. Oh, it's knocked away there by Jared Reddick, and great effort there by Neal to save it, but he was not able to. It'll stay with the Rossford Bulldogs. Here with 2:02 to go. Both teams in the bonus right now. Burks finds a path, takes it up, no good, but he'll go to the line. Oh my, this has been a fun game to call, I tell you.
It really has. But the second half here, the latter part of the third quarter, Lake's defensive pressure at the half-court line has really picked up and disabled Rossford from getting down in the paint and getting some of those easy looks. That time, Burks, they don't expect the big fella to take it in from the outside, and he gets the quick step and beats his man and gets into the paint.
Burks with the first of the front end of a 1-and-1. So now he'll shoot the second, and he makes them both. 59-57. Buck 45 to go now. Going for the steal there was Davis, missed it. Gets back in position, now here's Bowen. Looking to dish it off. It's tipped, but it's grabbed by Reddick. Minute and a half to go. Here's Neal. Looking to kick it back out, and we've got a timeout called here.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
The union plumbers, steam fitters, and HVACR service mechanics of UA Local 50 build the powerhouses that generate your electricity. Install and service your heating and air conditioning systems, and install the plumbing systems that protect the health of this nation. Everywhere there's a building being built, retrofitted, or maintained, members of UA Local 50 are on the job with skills and the latest sustainable building practices to do the job right. UA Local 50 plumbers, steam fitters, and service mechanics, building America's future.
Moe's Place, downtown Rossford, has the best burgers in town and much, much more. Stop by for their famous Flaming Moe burger. Moe's Place, proud to bring you Rossford High School sports.
Well, really, at this point in the game, like I talked about, Mick, it's just gut check time. It's what are you made of when your team needs you the most? And we saw Cody Witt down the stretch here make 2 big 3-point shots. Rossford, Derek Mack scored 9 points in that stretch of about 7-8 minutes from the third quarter and into the fourth. But the half-court pressure from the Lake Flyers picking up the guards right at the half-court line has really sent Rossford kind of into an offensive sort of hectic mode. We haven't seen the clean looks. We haven't seen them working inside out. Brian Burks had that nice drive on that last play, and I love watching that kid play because he's got some good low post moves, a good up and under, about as best as you're going to see, but catches the defense sleeping a little bit that last time. So Rossford has picked up the pace here in the second half, Mick, and 6 turnovers by my count really just in the last 8 or 9 minutes, and I think that's just due to that half-court pressure of Lake and Rossford playing a little outside of their rhythm. They got to slow it down a little bit offensively.
There's Bowen, moves in with the shot. It goes. And we're tied up again at 59. Minute 10 to go, 70 seconds.
Well, 36 points by my count right now from Reddick and Bowen. And what I love about those two is they just play within themselves as well. And now it's going to get real interesting. No shot clock. Brian Vorse shouting from the sidelines. Rossford's going to try to hold for the last shot again. They tried to do this earlier in the game, and there was a turnover. And if you're Lake right here, you really got to be careful on that back end. Got 3 shooters out there right now.
Well, they're under half a minute. 25 seconds and counting.
And honestly, right here, Mick, I really think Rossford needs to try to get Derek Mack in an off-the-ball situation. As good as he is creating his own shot. Good timeout right there by Coach Vorse, but what I was getting ready to say is Derek Mack, as good as he's been creating a shot off the dribble and as good as a one-on-one player he is, in this situation where you're holding for the last shot and the defense is pressuring you so far away from the basket, he's quick enough that I think they need to try to get him in an off-the-ball situation for a spot up three. And we're going to see here Mac Miller come back into the game. Also another good reason for Rossford to call a timeout right here to get another shooter on the floor. But that was not going to end well, I don't think, for the Rossford Bulldogs in that situation, especially with the way this half-court pressure's been from the Lake Flyers here in the second half. So I think right here, you got to get the ball in Nice's hands, try to get Derek Mack on a back screen or Mac Miller on a back screen and free him up in the corner or the wing.
Well, I tell you, this is so you can feel the tension in the air in here. I mean, this is it's almost like a playoff.
The place
camp.
is ready to explode right now.
Yep.
I love it. This is what high school basketball is all about, is moments like this.
No question. Lake will send out Jared Reddick, Connor Bowen, Cody Witt, Todd Walters, and Brendan Neal. Rossford will send out Burks along with Derek Mack, Mac Miller, Eric Davis, and Ryan Neese. The fans come to their feet here with 13 seconds to go. Ball is inbounded. Ryan Neese with it, being guarded by Connor Bowen. 7 seconds to go. They get it inside. Burks sends it out for the win. No good. Rebound. Back up. Oh, it does not go. Oh, my. Overtime now.
Well, they got the look that they wanted, Mick. Get it to the big fella at the top of the paint. The defenses collapse, and you have a wide open Derek Mack in the corner. You couldn't have asked for a better look. And then Neese, one of the smallest guys on the court, getting the rebound and the putback, and it goes right off the rim. What a game.
Whether you support the Comets, the Panthers, or the Bulldogs, the Eagles, Wildcats, or Flyers, we at Genoa Bank support you. We're a local bank that takes pride in serving our community with personal and prompt service, innovative products, and stable financial guidance. We're a bank that believes in playing our part. And well, that's earned us quite a few fans of our own. Genoa Bank, playing our part in the community, taking your banking needs personally.
The Big Apple Deli has all the food for your next party or get-together. The best subs, salads, soups, pasta, party trays, and great lunch and dinner specials. The Big Apple Deli, 2118 Woodville Road, has got you ready for all your party needs, or just stop out for a great lunch.
On the job for you for over 100 years. You need a career. You need a future. Local 8 can help you make it happen. Join the men and women who build our community. Become a part of a proud tradition. Build your career. Build your future with the brothers and sisters of the International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers, Local Union 8. We're on the job for you.
We're on the job for you. We're the local IBEW.
The union plumbers, steam fitters, and HVACR service mechanics of UA Local 50 build the powerhouses that generate your electricity. Install and service your heating and air conditioning systems, and install the plumbing systems that protect the health of this nation. Everywhere there's a building being built, retrofitted, or maintained, members of UA Local 50 are on the job with skills and the latest sustainable building practices. To do the job right, UA Local 50 plumbers, steam fitters, and service mechanics, building America's future.
Todd Walters and Brian Burks will tip off. Tip-off won by the home team. Burks tips it over to Ryan Neese. Eric Davis. Miller thought about the three. Neese. Mack now to Mac Miller for three. Off the rim, no good. Great rebound, and the putback there is good from Derek Mack.
Derek Mack's been the man tonight for Rossford. Playing like a big fella down low. I love it.
Reddick sends it over on the left side. It comes back now here. Back to Reddick. Over to Neal. Neal kicks it back to Reddick. Reddick looking to drive. Kicks it back outside. Here's a three, no good. Rebound, Derek Mack, and taken away from him by Bowen, and I think he stepped on the baseline, so it's going to go back over to Rossford.
Well, once again, you see the attention Jared Reddick commanding right there. 19 points tonight. The defense collapses, and Cody Witt's wide open.
Oh, an errant pass there as Miller was too far under the basket, and pass went behind him.
I want to make sure we give a shout out to Ken tonight, hooking us up with stats all night, making my job a lot easier.
Now here are the Flyers. Unless it's an easy deuce, I think they're going to be kicking it out, looking for that three.
Well, once again, that's where that weak side help has got to stay with their man, and they got to make sure they communicate.
Good effort there by Neal to keep possession of the ball, dribbling. Reddick kicks it back out. Bowen sends it over on the right side. Underneath for Walters. Great. Oh, let's see what happens here. Oh, kind of a return favor there as Burke stepped on the baseline. So it'll go back over to Lake.
Well, that was a nice quick dump down pass too from Cody Witt to Todd Walters.
2:20 to go here in the overtime. Pass inside, kick back out. Here's Reddick going in underneath, scoops it up, no good. Rebound Reddick, trying to be a beast up there and doing a good job as he puts it up and ties the game.
21 now for Jared Reddick. And the strength of that dude is ridiculous. He plays like a power forward on offense.
You'd think he was a football player or something.
Well, you wouldn't pick him to be a quarterback if you said that he played football, the way that he plays.
Now Miller driving, gets it underneath. Burks, turnaround blocked by Reddick. And they're going to call the foul on Reddick, Jared Reddick. Well, all I'll say is I've seen him call less.
Well, right there, when you got two guys going to the floor and there's that much contact, you got to make a call. Whether you call it as a block or a charge, you have to make a call. And if you're not going to call that and then call the touch foul on the jumper that time from Brian Burks, that's where the inconsistency I can see as a fan where you're upset. Because you let the contact go, but then you call the touch foul.
Well, 1 of 2 at the line for Burks. It's a 62-61 ball game. Minute and 42 to go. Here's Cody Witt. Sends it around the horn. Here's the three. Good! Jared Reddick lights it up, giving Lake a 2-point lead, and then a foul on Reddick as he comes to try and steal it from Derek Mack, and that may be 5 on Reddick.
Just got a little overhyped that time.
That is 5 on Jared Reddick.
And that's tough too. He hits a big three, 24 points on the night, puts his team ahead by 2. That time just getting a little too amped up, going for the steal.
2 big free throws here for Derek Mack, makes the first. It's a 1-point game. Mack in and out, no good. And the Flyers with the rebound. Still plenty of time, $1:20 to go. Here's Bowen driving, sends it across. Back out top. Neal drives, tries to get it low to Walters. Out top now to Bowen. Bowen now looking to drive. Stops. Brings it back outside.
And you really don't even need to shoot here if you're the Flyers. You just need to take care of the basketball. No shot clock.
Bowen underneath, Walters all alone, and he makes it. Bulldogs still with a shot here as they trail by 3. Still a 1-possession game. Burks stops. And we've got a timeout called here by Brian Borston, the Rossford Bulldogs. This overtime is the Big Mo is swung in the way of Lake.
Well, once again, you see the attention that Connor Bowen commands, Mick. That time, all they really had to do was hold on to the basketball, but Connor Bowen starts to drive, 3 guys collapse, and that leads Todd Walters wide open underneath the bucket. That's a big-time play right there.
Well, 28 seconds left to go here in this overtime.
I still think if you're Rossford right here, you can do it one of 2 ways. You either go for the quick 2 or a 3 if you can get it, or you just hold the ball again for the last shot because it's a 3-point basketball game. So it's going to be interesting to see the strategy here from Brian Vorst. I would almost go for the quick 2, just the way this game has been up-tempo, both teams in double-digit turnovers. If you get the 3, great. But I would almost try to score early and force Lake into making a turnover or send him to the free throw line.
Well, you know Ryan Bowen and Joel Jackson are trying to tell their guys, whatever you do, don't foul. That's probably their most paramount thing if you're a Lake fan. So, Derek Mack's going to inbound for the Bulldogs.
If you don't get the good look right away, you hold for the last second 3.
Well,
but if you can get a quick 2, you go for it.
There's Neese outside. Miller out top.
That was the shot they wanted. Good defense by Lake.
They're looking to dish it out here with a dozen seconds to go. And another timeout called here by Rossford.
And that was the shot they wanted off the screen. Derek Mack at the top of the key, but great defense and double team by Lake that time. 13.8 now, and now you definitely hold for the last shot if you're the Rossford Bulldogs. I really believe that if they could have got a quick one there, there's still enough time that you try to force Lake to make them at the free throw line. It's a 1-point game in that situation. And you still have time to bring the ball up the floor. You still had, I think they had 2 timeouts left. I believe that's their last one. Didn't get the look they wanted. Now this is where you see what Rossford's made of. Can they come up big and get the shot? We'll see. Derek Mack got a real clean look at the end of the 4th quarter, and Ryan Neese got in there for the rebound. But without Jared Redding in the game, he brings so much pressure on the ball defensively and is so active in the passing lanes. That's where, once again, down low from the free throw line down, this is where we're going to see Lake's defense and what they're made of right here. Not allowing any of those guys to get open on a back screen. What a fun game, Nick.
13.8 seconds to go. This has been nothing but an absolute joy to call. Here's Derek Mack, inbounds it. Sinclair with the ball. 10 seconds to go. Gets it underneath, and the easy deuce by Birch, but now the final timeout for Rossford is going to be a 30, I believe.
And you just got to make sure here, if you're the Bulldogs, you get a quick foul. But if you're Lake, you got to, in these situations, there's so much pressure, so much intensity. How often do you see that home run, long touchdown type pass in these situations? And that's really what, if you're a Rossford fan, you got to be careful of here. And if you're Lake, you got to see if you can catch them sleeping. Obviously, you're going to get the ball in the hands of Connor Bowen. Ryan's his pop.
Yep.
You're going to try to get the ball in the hands of Connor Bowen off of a screen. But you got to be careful of that second level of defense, because if they get it past half court, it's over. They're not going to have time to catch them and foul them.
Lake has gone, well, for lack of a better term, all small. So they're looking to inbound. And it's inbounded to Bowen, and he is fouled immediately there by Derek Mack.
And now you got the freshman at the line, Jacob Reddig.
Yeah, I thought it was Bowen. They're both similar sized, and they do kind of look alike, but Jacob Reddig wearing 22, Connor Bowen wearing 32. Childress checking in now for Rossford. Sinclair and Burks will come out.
And once again, the game comes down to fundamentals. Can't get caught looking at the ball right here if you're either team. You got to box out.
No timeouts either for Rossford, so they got to get that rebound and move up. But now it's a 2-point lead. No good. Rebound grab by Childress. Coming down now. Here's Mac Miller. Goes underneath. Scoops up. No good, but he'll go to the free throw line. Or does he? No. Is that it?
No, he's going to the free throw line. The whistle blew before the clock went off. He's going to get 2 shots.
Oh, my.
And I saw, it's funny right there, Ryan Bowen walks to half court, looks at Brian Vorst and just goes bump, 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 bump on his chest, just his heart pounding. And that's exactly what this game has been like all night. But good awareness that time by Mac Miller to not go for the 3 and to get to the lane and get to the free throw line, knowing it's only a 2-point game.
And right now it's kind of apropos. If you look at the midcourt, Ryan Vorst and Ryan Bowen are both side by side with a big smile. They both know what a great game this has been. Mac Miller to keep it going. No! And Lake is going to win this one in overtime. Oh my, what a tough break there for Mac Miller. As the Lake Flyers come from behind to take it in overtime, 67-65. In a heartbreaker for Rossford, but what a great game we watched here tonight. 67-65, the final in an overtime thriller here as Lake defeats Rossford here on the Toledo Sports Network. Tell you what, we got the guy who, well, he fouled out. First time since he was a freshman when he played Eastwood. But this guy here fouled out, but I tell you what, he was an impact player from beginning to end, even cheerleading off the bench in the overtime, and that's Jared Reddick. And Jared Reddick is our Pub 51 player of the game, and I believe Bomber has a little presentation for him.
There you go, buddy.
Thank you, thank you.
But 24 points, Jared. You hit that big three there right before you ended up fouling out, and that gave your team the lead. What did it feel like to hit that shot?
You know, we designed a play for me. I came out, hit a shot. I mean, that's what it was. This is my third year, veteran play, and that's what happened.
Now, defensively, it kind of had gone back and forth all night. You guys gave them some different looks. It seemed like in the second half, you guys had a lot more success with the man-to-man and pushing them against half court. Really took them out of a rhythm. What did you guys see offensively that they were doing that led you guys to make that change?
Well, first half, we had to get our rust off. We had 1 week of practice, 1 day of practice all week, and then second half, we had our legs back. So we started going man-to-man. We knew we were more talented and more athletic than them, so we used that to our advantage.
Well, I'll tell you what there, Jared. We watched you playing, especially under the boards. My comment to Bomber during the game was, you'd think he was a football player or something. How much do you think some of that football training has helped you with your basketball game?
Oh, it's helped a lot. I'll tell you that much. Coach Emmings came in, we hit the weight room hard, and now I'm banging on the boards. I mean, 6'1", 6'1.5", I mean, you got to do it.
Now, it's got to feel good, too, though, being able to play with your little brother, both out there at the same time instead of having to rotate on the field.
Yeah, sometimes it's okay, sometimes it's not. I mean, I just got to keep his head up. He's a freshman, so he's young. I mean, I was in that position one time, so I just got to help him.
There you go. Well, Jared, we appreciate your time. Congratulations on a huge win. Guys, still undefeated now, and is there any more pressure for you as far as keeping that goose egg in the loss column?
We don't think about our 10-0 record. We think about 1-0, one game at a time, so we're focused on tomorrow night already. So we'll see what that takes.
Well, that's going to do it from here at Rossford. We thank you for tuning in. For Jared Reddick, for Mike Bauman, I'm Mick Gonzalez saying so long, everyone. Your final once again in overtime. The Lake Flyers 67 and the Rossford Bulldogs 65. You've been watching high school basketball right here on the Toledo Sports Network. Good night, everybody.